Well, one of the interesting things about trying to control things and that mindset of doing the right thing and getting it done and having it, and then also, of course, the other side of that coin, people didn't do the right thing and it didn't get done. And the strife that causes us. I mean, the suffering we go through. Okay, I understand cause and effect and mechanics and, things like that. That's all true. But there's a corollary to that that's completely different. I don't want to say opposite because that's almost too linear to say opposite. It's the complete other thing. It's about no control. It's about receptivity. It's about the flow of the universe exists and it works well even without us. And so a lot of the things we're thinking about, even in our own personal mundane experiences of culture and life, we think we can be disappointed we're not getting what we should get, or somebody didn't do what they should do, and we forget we know so little. Even when we know a lot, we have too narrow a view. And the narrow view is the one that decides so harshly. And one of the expressions that captures this other thing I'm trying to talk about is the law of unintended consequences. Because a lot of times we think we have a law or a decision or something that we should make happen, and there's a huge amount of unintended consequence because we are looking at so narrow a view. Well, one of the things that is helpful to our sanity and our health and an expansion of our consciousness and our the extension of our understanding of reality is to allow Tao, the flow, the way of the universe. There is such a thing. And it is only in our immaturity and our narrow-minded, linear-mindedness that we insist that we control everything. We're actually poor controllers. And as people who live with control freaks will tell you, it doesn't mean that the control freak, which I can be sometimes and everybody can be sometimes when you care about something and you know about something, doesn't mean it can't be right sometimes, that you are actually keeping track of things other people are missing, and that's valuable and you need to do it. So I'm not putting that down really. I'm just saying there's more, and that to err on the side of, I was going to say relaxing, but sometimes that's not true either. Anyway, just let me make the case for the flow. There's a real thing, and when we are receptive, which could interpret as relaxing, when we are receptive, the flow moves in us. Our intuitive mind gets hits. Our empathy, in order to work together with someone else, increases in a soft, gentle way. There's almost like a telepathy of looking out for the whole picture, so that one person catches what the other person just dropped, whatever that may be, metaphorically speaking. The thing expands in a beautiful direction when your purpose, your intent, this is the power of human psyche and psychological mind. We have a power built into us, not just our physical power to fight a battle, or even our intellect to solve a problem, although solving problems, we're starting to tread into this place I'm talking about. You get spontaneous information. So, funny little tiny example. I got a gazillion of them actually, and they're all really different. But one time I remember being invited, I was teaching, and I know that the essence of my teaching is energetic. I speak, I give stories, I explain things, I use logic, I use all the linear-minded stuff. But linear-minded stuff is in service to the intuitive, loving wish, desire, orientation, empathy for goodness. When your internal desire is for goodness with no controls, The universe can move you around like a pawn. It can allow things to drop in your lap you could never find in a million years. This is the synchronicity and the flow of things. And there's lots of ways that can manifest. But this is a funny story, a little coming from left field. I was teaching, and as I say, it's mostly energetic, and there was a pair of young women who were going to do a workshop, and they asked if I would just come and run energy for them, because they were just beginning, and they knew the energy mattered. They had things they wanted to teach and say, but would I come and just run some energy because they knew it would help? I said, well, I thought that was a rather wise and good request to ask for help like that. So I said, okay. So it was an all-day workshop. And in the morning, I very dutifully was running energy, and the workshop was going beautifully, and they were teaching things. But they never mentioned me. They never said anything, oh, Patricia's here, she's helping, or nothing. They said nothing. They acted like I was just a participant, and they said nothing. And I didn't mind, like, for the first 3/4 of the morning. No, it was great. I was in it. And then I thought, they haven't even mentioned me. That's not quite right. It's part of the whole presentation, even if I say nothing. It's part of it. They should say something. And then I started thinking they should say something. And there's a linear mind, And so by lunchtime, I'm thinking about it through lunch, and then I realized it doesn't matter. I would do this anyway. If I was standing at a bus stop, I will send good energy. It does not matter. So I gave up. And just as I gave up and I'm sitting down, they said, oh, we forgot to mention Patricia is here. She's helping. She's running energy to help make this better. And then they mentioned it. It was exactly the moment I completely didn't need it. I let go. The linear mind was blocking it.